More joyful deep breath in. And breathe out. Now breathe in for Omkara. Going down to lotus feet of Gurudev and blessings of Maharshi Parashara and all the sages who have given us this knowledge. Let's continue our studies. Yes. So what did we do last time?
Part of Bharat, India. We covered few houses, not the entire chart.
So learned, we just applied it. Chart. Correct? Yes or no?
Correct. Correct.
So still in the process of learning the building blocks of Jyoti. Correct? We start 6 of astronomy to a certain extent. I won't call it the basics of Navagrahas and how the Bhachakra or ecliptic
आंधी
plane
रुक गई क्या?
starts.
रुक गई हो तो गए दरवाजे.
Divide the whole chakra into 12 parts, which becomes yes or no? And then we understood that all these Navagrahas, they don't, do party in one house all the time. They keep moving at different. Because of that, over a period of time, they all moved away and they are all in different Rashis. Sometimes they all come together. Some of them come together, some of them don't. Correct? Yes or no? Are you able to understand this? So they will be moving. So basically, to understand this, imagine there is a colony of 12 houses. 12 houses. Some of these houses, no, there are 12 houses and there are 12 families. Let's just say, we'll not get into families. It will become more complicated. There are 12 people. 12? No, there are 9 people. Navagrahas, no. So there are 12 houses. So these 9 people, what they do, they are nomads. They don't stay in one place all the time, keep moving. These 12 houses flavor. These 9 people have their own flavor. So their work from home. There's place of their every time it changes. Some people are in different houses. Some people are slower. Correct? Fastest is Chandra. Doesn't want to house for more than 2.5 days. He'll just next house. Like these small young children who just you leave running all over. Like that Chandra, who represents cannot stay stable. keeps moving all around. But then there are other grahas like Surya, Buddha, who all move in a similar speed. These three people, they generally take 1 month to move to one house, next house. Correct? Yes or no? This is what we understood, right? Then slow moving grahas, Mangala takes 1.5 months. Not as fast as Surya, but not as slow as Guru. But then Guru takes 1 year. He stays in one house for 1 year, enjoys the house, and moves. Then is Shani. What he does, he stays for 2.5 years in one house. You need to send a notice to vacate. Till then, he is there. Have Rahu Ketu, but they are not as slow as fear. Done. So they all keep moving. They start moving, they have to adjust to that house. Yes or no? See, what happens if you go to a new house, you take some time to adjust. So at that time, you are not very powerful. Means you are little, you are efficient. Use that way. Correct? You don't know what are, you want to switch on the light, fan switches on. Get used to this, it switch to you for what? Yes. In the same
We are
way, grahas also
just
take some.
one query here. You said Shani stays for 2.5 years in
Yeah.
one house or one circle?
No, one cycle it takes 30 years.
Okay, 30 divided. Oh, okay, right. 30 divided.
Yeah. So these grahas also take some time to settle down. They go move into the house and then settle down for some time. Then while leaving, what happens? You are again in a hurry to pack. So there also is not very efficient. So generally, when a graha is entering a house and exiting the house, he is not very efficient. He really can't work much. We'll put it that way. His focus is not really to give results there. It's more about packing up and going or entering. Correct? Yes or no? But in the middle, what happens? He is now settled down. He is very efficient. He's able to work, do what he's supposed to do, other than packing up or adjusting to the new environment. Correct? Do I make sense in this? It's all logic. See, it's like all of us. Very simple. In Shadbala, this is one of the balas. 6 types of strengths, we say. In one of them is this. Huh? You all keep yourself muted unless you have to ask a question. So, when it is entering the house, no, it's not very strong. When he's in the middle of the strong, but as he starts exiting, he'll become weak again. One of the strengths. There are other strengths also. In which place, which directions compared to Lagna, you know, you know, the strength of the direction. Trikbala. Like this, there are multiple. But we are not getting into that right. We'll get back to the 12 houses and these 9 people moving around. Now, what happens? Some of them are friends, some of them are enemies, don't like each other. When enemies come together in a house, what happens? Fight happens. When friend happens, they are happy. So the state of their mind is also dependent on whom they are with. Now what happens? Grahas are also like neighboring aunties. who keep looking out of the window, what is going on. So their drishti is always there on something. They're not, but they also looking at. Most of these grahas doesn't have too much of to look at different places. They just look right ahead. See, if you look ahead, it is 180, correct? A circle, straight ahead is 180 degree. So in our chart, whenever we saw, yesterday we saw that, or the last class we saw, so it is 7th house. Because you're looking opposite. Your place, the opposite is 7th house. Always. Calculate. We'll take up the chart now. Once you understand this concept. You're getting my point? So some of these, please see straightforward ahead. Not just aunties, why to say, some uncles also, they go out and only seeing retired uncles, they don't have much job to do. What is going on? Yes or no? But their capacity is only to see straight ahead. But then there are these extra powerful uncles and aunties. They have the capacity to see not just the front, the other two drishtis. No, side drishti like this. Husband, wife go to a party. Husband is with the wife all the time. But then he goes and start talking neighboring aunties. Wife side look like this. Yes or no? Hey, what are you doing? So now what happened? Not straight drishti. This is side drishti, more powerful. It is sending a message. I'm looking at you, come here. So some of these uncles have extra. So here there are who has extra drishti apart from the 7th house. What are they? Which are the ones? Mangala, Guru and Shani. Who? Mangala, Guru and Shani. All these three have the drishti of front, right in front. But they also have a drishti of, for Mangala, it is 4th house and 8th added. 4th house from his place. Can we share a chart, Pa? Let's see in a chart. It is easy to find out, easy to understand.
Yes, sir. Let me bring up the chart.
Rahul Gandhi's chart?
Let me check and if I have his chart.
Okay, for now you share a chart.
One minute.
So Mangala has 4th and 8th. Is Guru. He has 5th and 9th house drishti. 5th house and 9th house. Apart. So it becomes 5, 7 and 9.
I
Are you able
have
to understand?
the Rahul Gandhi's chart.
It's a treasure. You should keep it, make a portrait of it and keep somewhere. So you see, what was I talking about? Every graha has a drishti of 7th. That is your, like for example, Chandra, he is not only influencing the place where he is in, he is also influencing straight ahead, 7th house. Now you calculate from Dhanu, how much it is? 1, 2, 3, 6 and 7. Are you able to understand this? Getting my point? But now you see, what did I say, Mangala? He has drishtis. Mangala is here. Can you all make out? M-A is Mangala. And that is in which Rashi?
Mithuna.
Mithuna Rashi. From Lagna, in which house is he?
Kanya.
No, from Lagna, which house? You have to count, no, house. Last time we have bhava. Which bhava?
Sixth
Fifth
house.
house. Fifth house.
Fifth or sixth? Tell me properly.
Ari Bhav.
Very good.
Six. Okay.
Ari bhava. Because if you take from here, you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ari. Correct? So from Lagna, he is in sixth house. Now coming back to Mangala, from Mangala you should start counting 2, 3, 4. So Mangala is having a here. And then he has a drishti on Chandra as well. This is 7th house. Then he has a drishti on 8th, because we just that he has a drishti on 8th also. So this uncle has 3 drishtis. One is to 4th and one is 8th. Done? You are supposed to count from the grahas placement. Don't count from for drishti. Now if you take Guru, what did I say? 3 drishtis. One is 5th house. So start. Where is Guru? Guru is in which Rashi? Huh?
Tula.
Tula Rashi.
Tula Rashi. Now from here, Vrishchika, Dhanu, Makara, and Kumbha. This became your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Guru has a drishti on this, correct? And then Guru has a drishti on 7th. This Shani is there. And then Guru also has a drishti on this. It's 9th house. 7, 8, and 9.
9.
Got the idea? So influencing his place wherever he is influencing the 5th house and 9th house from his place. So from Guru has a influence on 2nd. Guru has his 4th.
4th.
And then Guru also has an influence on his 6th. Now, last 3 drishtis is Shani. So, of course, he house which is looking at Guru now. He also has a drishti of 3rd, 3, 3, 7, and 10. So, which is 10? Now, Shani, Guru is 7th. That is Tula is 7th. Dhanu is 9th. And 10th is?
Lagna.
Okay.
Yes.
So now what is happening? Shani is having influence on his Lagna itself. And in his 10th house. And Shani also has an influence on his 6th. Got that? Understood? Now, there are many what you say, different opinions on Shukra, Surya, and Chandra. They all have only seventh drishti, so you don't have to note seventh is for sure. Rahu and Ketu, there is difference of opinion. Some people say Rahu and Ketu has drishti. Some people say they don't have. Some people say Rahu has a drishti of seventh. Ketu doesn't have a drishti at all because Rahu has head. Ketu doesn't have head. Okay. There are other school of thoughts where Rahu is with drishtis. Rahu's drishti to a certain extent. I don't take Ketu drishti at all. And Rahu also will not have a drishti on Ketu. It will have a drishti on if any other may have. So that is my way of seeing. But Ketu's drishti, I don't take it at all. So means I also try to understand by reading more, can come up with some logical understanding. In different books, different things have given respect to this. So for now, you can also follow what I'm following. Rahu will have a drishti on house, but Ketu will not have a drishti. No, this one. And can't see each other and affect. Then it will always. Now, okay. You want to take India's chart itself because we studied it a little and we understand
I
with
have
this.
one question here.
Yes,
When you
Pa.
say drishti on graha, drishti on or drishti on rashi, they're three
Bhava, no, Bhava and Rashi will be similar. Okay, Bhava and don't have anything different. Graha on this thing, both will be there. If Graha is acting, if there's a Graha, then Dhruva is also there, on Graha is also there.
on both. Okay, right.
Yeah. Put India's chart for now, Pa. We will have a comedy show later.
Let me
Bhaiya,
share
one
that.
more thing I wanted to ask.
Yes, please.
The side drishti is more powerful than the straight drishti,
No, no,
right?
there is nothing called like, there is nothing called as which is more powerful. It is
Okay,
depending on the situation.
okay.
Anna,
Situation to situation. Huh.
I have a question uh, in it. The Guru was having drishti on the sixth house. So can we say that there is a chance of diabetes because Guru was not well placed and it was retro also?
But to a, yeah, to a certain extent, but you are in a senior class question in a junior class. We'll take up that question in chart reading class, which will start later.
Okay.
But to a certain extent, yes, but not, you cannot come to a conclusion on that. I don't know if he has diabetes or not. But he's not giving a drishti from a bad place, so it's not a problem. Yes, so coming back to this, this is again because of the, what do you say, has in one place to understand. But anyway, we will take it up. So now if you see this chart, there is a very, fall you take any of those three bhavas which we studied, correct? We studied, no? Yes or no?
Yes, dhana,
Yes, yeah.
dhan bhava, dhan bhava.
So first we will take the core, the body, the country itself. If we take the first house, is there any, check if any other graha is having a drishti?
Ketu. Any.
Hmm?
No, because Ketu doesn't have.
Hmm.
But
No, Drishti. Recognize what is happening is primordially run by Rahu. There is no thing, correct, in that house.
And
Now
Shukra
you,
also.
yeah, we'll get to that. Now you see what happens about those 12 houses and 9 people. Now, whoever is staying there has a certain level of control over the house. You agree with me? But then the owner of the house has certain level of control. The owner has an influence on the house, but that's an indirect influence, not day-to-day life influence. It's kind of a overall influence, correct? So your owner will decide when the painting has to happen, when the repair has to happen. Getting my point? So from the person who is staying, correct? But at the same time, the person who is staying has some level of, he can do some changes to the house, not structurally limited to how you place the furniture, how you want to design your house, all that, correct, till you stay there. Getting my point? Now the condition of that house depends on these 2 grahas, whoever is there in it or whoever is the adhipati, or both. Now here, for example, Rahu, so there is influence of Rahu on Lagna and the first house. And also there is an influence of Shukra. Now the Shukra is fully covered, in the influence of, so Shukra is fighting his own job. Now basically Shukra here is like, well, has gone into Pakistan's fighting in the west border, fighting in the east border, fighting with oneself, fighting with, getting my point? So from all sides, Shukra is happens because of that. Shukra is not really already. So Rahu is now the dawn of first house. Getting my point? On top of it, these Rahu Ketus are like these local rowdies. Have some rowdies who occupy the house. They don't leave at all. You leave, you give notice of 3 months, and then you say leave. No. Go. You say, I have problem. I need to get this house vacated. They say, and they'll not go. And after some time, you go threaten. You say, hey, go, do whatever you want. I will take what to do. So these Rahu Ketus are like that. Rowdies, local rowdies. Once they sit their own, wherever they sit, their house. And in Shad, more powerful, there is no Shadbala for Rahu Ketu. There is one something else. Anyway, compared to all 9 grahas, if Rahu becomes, don't ask about it. No matter whose house it is, it's like international dawn sitting in your house. That's a problem. Dawood and taking a rent of your house, it's a problem. A powerful Rahu Ketus are like that. Osama bin Laden sitting next to. So happens. They take over. Are able to understand this? And they are very picture, isn't it? Very powerful and very forceful. Rahu Ketu are generally like that. Wherever they sit, they are very forceful. They'll assert their presence. Ketu asserts with lot of fire. Rahu will stealthiness. Rahu doesn't use force of different ways to assert his power. Ketu only knows one way to assert his power, that is destruction. Are you able to understand? No nego, no talking, nothing. Go directly, you know. Right now, we saw, we are seeing a lot of wars right now going on. Israel and Hamas. No negotiation, no talking, nothing. They just go and started in a drive as if they want to clear off the whole Palestine. But you see, India than Israel. It's more of Rahu's approach. Even though there was a direct confrontation, there is a multi-prone approach. Secretively, they are doing a lot. Openly, they are doing a lot. Everything. Rahu's approach. It shows very clearly in the chart also. That is the nature. If you do like that, it works for India. If you do this multi-prong approach, it gives good results. Are you able to understand? So because Rahu is asserting there his presence, Shukra, who is the owner, really, in a state to help that first house. So the nature of the country is now from Rahu because of this. You understood the point? Now let us take the house, Mangala. Now you see the beauty of it starts. Last time when we spoke, what did we see? What did we say? We told that Mangala and Buddha, because Adipati is Buddha and Mangala is there, sitting very powerful there. Mangala is not a big fan of Buddha. He may be a little agitated. Serious person. Mangala is very serious. He doesn't like Buddha. Buddha doesn't matter. For Buddha, Mangala is okay. Just fascinated with all the tools that Mangala uses.
Hmm.
But Mangala is, he's very serious. He doesn't like all these childish things which Buddha does. So, Mangala is not very happy. He's little agitated. But he has a very good
Guru.
Now, the support is coming from
Guru.
Guru is
Guru. It's like you are a very good uncle giving a 9th on Mangala, second house. This is not a useless uncle sitting there and looking at you and of not use, just giving. First of all, he's a friendly uncle. He's giving good advice. Problem comes, I will take care. Don't worry. You're there. So, Guru's 9th drushti on Mangala is a very good drushti. And for Guru, Mangala is not, and they all like each other, Mangala, Guru and all. They are all of the same elite. Are you able to understand this? So very good. Guru's drushti is good for Mangala. That Guru himself is in 6th house. See how complex it starts becoming now. Looking at Mangala, he himself is not really in a good space. Become much more powerful and even bigger, better results. But Guru's house, whom he really don't like. Guru is now Shukra. What happens if you're not fan of Shukra and sitting in Shukra's house? You're always in a state of alertness because you want, no, you vacate you or is going to do something to you. Getting my point? You have fought with your owner. Are you peaceful? He is sitting in a house where he is not peaceful. He has fought with the owner. Are you able to understand this? And that Guru's drishti on Mangala, it may give some results, but unfortunately not full results because he's not full attention to Mangala. His drishti is there, but he is not able to give full attention. That's a problem. Sitting is not a problem. Guru being agitated because he is in Shukra's house is a problem. You got the idea? So now you see, has got one more parameter to look at. First, you have Mangala's influence. Second, you have Buddha's influence. And then you have Guru's influence. Graha looking at the second house, Drishti. So here also you can see there is a very thing happening. The Lord Buddha of second house is also in the round grahas. But he's in more of a better place. That for Shukra, the problem is for Shukra, he has only one friend. That is, the Shani. But for Buddha, he has Surya and Chandra both. So in the cabinet, Prince has both the backing of king and. Are you able to understand this? King and queen, mother and father, both very good support. Both of them are there. And he doesn't have any enmity with Shani or Shukra either. Are you able to understand this? He's not a big fan of Mangala and Guru and all. And Buddha is not a big fan of Chandra also, by the way. But he likes Surya a lot. So he's in Chandra's house because agitated. He doesn't like. But still he's already with so many people, so he's not really able to his own house. Means his attention is not there fully. Correct? You got the idea? So again, what is happening? The run by Mangala and not by Buddha. This is how you can deduce. But then, in the strength, we have to see how powerful it is. You go to the strength part, we'll just show them that also once. Now, don't worry about how they are calculated and all, but for now, we'll just see that. You see now. You see the strength, Shed Bala. In this, 100 is like 35 marks. You get 100, you are good. It's a problem. Let us say 100 is not 35. 35 is too low. 50 marks. Yeah, you see the problem is here. Guru. He is below average. His strength is, there is no much strength to get result. First of all, he is agitated because he is in enemy's house. And also he is weak. He is weak and agitated, so he's not really happy there. He doesn't have much support from anyone. His friend him and giving support, no, nothing. Correct? Sad when you are agitated, what happens? Somebody comes and consoles you. Friend is there. Then you become better, right? But now Buddha doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have anybody who is looking at him. Which shows in Shadbala also. So he's weak. Who is very powerful?
Mangala.
You see this. Mangala, Shukra, all are okay. Not bad at all. Even Buddha is okay. In spite of him being there. Shani is not that great, but it's okay. He's border, 55 marks. He'll scrape through. But Mangala is very powerful. Now, no doubt about it, well say that Mangala is going to drive the second house for sure. Not just that, he is going to drive the 12th house for sure. Because Guru's influence on this 7th house is very weak. He doesn't give. So Mangala is now driving the and second house. That what else he is driving? He's having a drishti of 4th house, having an influence on this also. And then he's having a drishti on. So he's having a here also. He's very driving this as well. Then he is having a drishti on 9th house. So now Mangala has become so powerful. He is taking care of 12th. He is taking care of 8th, taking care of 5th. He is also taking care of 9th. You see, Mangala becomes a very, very important for our country. Are you able to understand this? The tendency is not to be aggressive. The core nature is not to be aggressive. But the moment you become aggressive, this Mangala will start giving very, very powerful results. He will activate houses. Your 5th house, he will activate. He will activate the 8th house. He's going to activate the 9th house. He's going to activate. What else you want? But the problem is he's activating. There may be some problems come there.
What about 7th house? He's Lord of
Yeah, correct. He's going to. Oh, correct. You are right. But then he has. So there is a little bit of. No, Ketu is also there. No, I told you Ketu, Rahu, Ketu. They take over generally. So we see this Vimshopaka Bala to check that. In that you see than Mangala. That means there also Ketu, Mangala has this. You're right. Way Mangala is having a lot of influence on lot of houses in our chart. You understood now? Are you able to understand this?
So if we are aggressive, that is going to be good for our country.
Yes, about that. But you should be careful about being strong and aggressive because he's also active 12th house, but he's not just he's activating 8th and 12th house, correct? So now you may get a lot of money, you may finances, it is very helpful, but you may also invite from 8th house, anything can come. You don't know what is coming at you. On top of it, you have Ketu in the 7th house. So your partners are not really happy. Going on there. And 12th, some kind of vyaya you keep doing if you activate Mangala. So if, what you say, very aggressive, positive and negative. It's easy to become aggressive and easy as well, but it will also give trouble. So you have to, take a stand now. That's why I'm telling you this. Our government has somebody who is guiding them very nicely in terms of they're exactly following alignment you need to have for the chart. Aggressive, not too soft. Aggressive when it is required. Back to the, negotiating table, do a little bit of negotiation, soften it a little, because you will also have trouble otherwise. Are you able to understand this? This would have not been a problem stronger. If Guru was strong and he had a proper drishti on Mangala, you could have said, hey, go ahead, no problem. One thing which is helping a lot is having a spiritual background country. Our country is made up of spirituality. That of Guru. Lot of spiritual Gurus' blessings.
But then, Bhaiya, it's an irony. So many spiritual gurus, still Guru Shadbala is so less.
Difference between Guru and a spiritual master. Guru as a graha is different. Brihaspati. So let's not use the word Guru, then you'll get confused. Let's use the word Brihaspati is a graha, but a spiritual master is a Guru. So there's a difference between both. You have a good Brihaspati, find a Guru, but if you already have a Guru, your Brihaspati will give good results. But they both are not one. Got it?
This question I always had when I saw the Shadbala. Our country's guru is so weak.
No, not nice. See, not that just because you have all the spiritual masters, your Guru should be, because of your chart. A spiritual master is beyond, charts. See, the one, very simple. If one has to be about spiritual masters who are enlightened masters, I'm not talking about uh calls himself Guruji. You switch on that 7 o'clock, there are so many Gurujis. All local languages to Hindi national channel, you can see multiple. So we are not talking about those Gurujis. When you tell Guru, it has a lot of value to that word.
But they also be connected with wisdom, no?
Yes, yes.
That means that king in our country in what sense?
No,
When we look at this chart.
You are, see, it may be generally lacking, but because of the presence of spiritual masters, they will fill in that gap. See it that way. That's what I told you. Such a stupid time to declare independence. If you would have just waited for a little more, the Guru's drishti would have been much more better. Lagna would have been much more, been from 6th house. He doesn't have to give drishti from a drishti from any other place. See, this is what a muhurta does. If you want to start a work, you can think, okay, why do you want Guru who is supposed to give you wisdom in a wrong place? Now, let us say, for example, you want to do a ceremony. Now, a lot of people don't see this. But Mangala has to be good. You are doing something related to land, not housewarming, construction. Warming, you should see something else. But for construction, it's important. So when you start construction, Mangala has to be in a good space. Actions will be much more easy. Anyway, any doubt?
Anna, here in this two is in 6th house. So again, with the Shukra going on, but Guru in Aristhana, like how can we interpret like what is the negative and positive?
You tell me. How do you logically associate with it?
I mean, we associate Guru with wisdom and good guidance, right? But if how?
So he's not able to 100% wisdom. Even though you have it, you cannot translate it.
Okay.
Correct, no?
Yeah.
The funniest part is you start telling some good sense to your enemies, they'll not understand because Guru is weak. Correct?
Yeah.
Next, anything else? Any other question? What is
Yeah, how do you see nowadays that there is a lot of, because of the influence of social media or whatever, uh, there is a change in society, in a lot of Western culture influence and all. So last time you said that if Shani, the public is not good, if they are not on the path of dharma, then there will be a lot of problems.
See, this is and see in the chart very clearly. Shani, who represent public country, is now very badly surrounded by enemies, which he doesn't like. Shani for sure. Shani is not a fan of Chandra. Buddha is okay. So for Shani also it is very hot and sweet. It's kind of he's fighting sometime. He has some support from Shukra. Here you see Surya and Chandra are fighting with Shani and Shukra. Chandra doesn't have any great enmity with Shukra. So, but here Surya is very powerful. He is in friends of strong and he's fighting to the teeth with Shukra. So Shani is always at a state stuck. You're stuck with. Are you able to understand? Every time Shani wants to do something, Surya and vice versa. Surya wants to do something. Problem starts when your Surya is not in a good place. And it. You get a leader who is not good. This because what happens then? Rahu is there. So Rahu will take over. The of the country will be driven by Rahu. You need a very strong and Chandra to negate that Rahu. Rahu Ketu story, do you know? How many of you know Rahu Ketu story? Should I tell? He's responding, so I
I
will
know.
tell.
I know,
I know.
yeah,
I know.
You told us.
We know, you told Bhaiya.
Acha, I told already. So, who recognized Rahu? No,
Vishnu.
no, Vishnu didn't recognize. Vishnu was happily in the form of Mohini and entire
Surya
Asuras.
Chandra, they
Surya,
recognize.
Surya and Chandra.
Surya.
Surya, they said, oh, this fellow doesn't belong to our clan. He's somebody else standing in our form. So, first of all, the highest level of is by Rahu. Only and Chandra can go through that deception and see through it. Big. But they cannot do anything about it. They just see through it. Then they have to go to Vishnu. Then tell, hello, he has deceived you. Are you able to understand this? But they can notice it. So a very, very good leader for this country is very good because he will go see through the deception. It is imbibed into the characteristic of the state. The influence of Rahu is generally a deception. It's like a smoke screen. It's like your windscreen, but it's full of dirt. You cannot see through. It creates an alternate reality. Now, what has happened? Where do you find the highest level of alternate nowadays?
Social media.
Social media.
You see, that's why Rahu governs the whole social media. Wherever he can create extreme level of alternate reality, Rahu is there. City to do that. Mayavi. He can. So because of that, the more and more social increasing, the more the power of Rahu and the more the characteristic. We have seen how powerful the country's characteristics. Yes or no? Now is the era where Rahu has become extremely strong. Deception has gone to a level. It is working more as to Pakistan. We have to study why. They are so foolish and stupid. Whatever their countries say, they just don't know. Means every time you measure Pakistan's stupidity, it is. I have no idea how more to. Everybody are astonished. Your fellow, whatever that guy Munir, he attacked. He did at a time when they don't have money. Even the most simple any knowledge of money will know, if I don't have money, I should not take panga with people who have money. If I don't have money, I reach myself. Yes or no? They are so much into, they have been begging from past 60, 70 years, 50, 60 years. They have been bailed out 27 times by IMF, 21 or 20. Doesn't matter now. The count is increasing. And still they don't understand. This is Rahu working. It has completely masked their existence. They don't in a, what you say, in an imaginary world. They thought they won this war and made, Munir promoted himself to lieutenant, some higher post.
Field marshal.
Marshall.
But yeah, one thing is Pakistan's
marshal.
chart is very similar to India's chart, right?
Yeah.
This is Chandra is in with Mangala. So they are also money from Mangala.
Yes, they are
Right.
getting it also.
And, because of Mangala only, of course, they are using it in direction.
Yeah. And you see, Chandra Mangala thought process, their emotions are also very high, very fiery emotions. They are not people who are very calm in nature. Depicts very nicely. They are also making lot of money and spending also a lot of money. They spend, their whole life is full of Mangala. You see, is stronger than our set, I think.
Yes.
And here you can make more sense. Is not at all working for them. See, this is the problem. You don't have any spiritual existence in that country, not helping at all. Country it is there. That's why even though Guru is weak, you are having enough power. Wisdom is there. Correct. Sense the day. Sense doesn't prevail. So what is very nicely, this is the difference. For us, has not taken over so much that Surya cannot go see through it. But for them, Rahu has taken over so much that Guru is not able to help, Chandra has not able. It's like fully delusional. Right word is delusion. They think they are winning all the war. In fact, they define what is winning in their own way. That's what stupidity can do for you. Anyway, so that is a problem that we'll get to know. We cannot think just by seeing Rashi chart. So now going into divisional charts. Knowledge, this is what we can.
Why did you say that if Surya are weak, then Rahu will take over?
Because Surya and Chandra are the only ones who can see through it. No, at least they do something about it or tell someone who can do something about it. But both of them are weak. Then nobody is there to see the delusion. Nobody is there to even, you stop sharing. Correct, no? You have to see through the, you have to see through the, illusion, more out of it. Are you able to understand? Okay. Question: can you tell more about Rahu Kala? Nothing auspicious this time is due to the illusion or deception. Correct. Influence is the name itself says Rahu Kala. There is Rahu's at that time, so don't do anything. You may end up understanding that whole thing in. But for some people, Rahu Kala is very auspicious, especially with those who do black magic. So those who are into Rahu thinks that it is a very auspicious thing, not for normal people like you.
Another one question is, Western astrology, they don't use Rahu and Ketu have ascribing so much importance to these two planets. So I wonder how they go about it, and also if you have checked into the US chart, like which is more dominant and how is the situation there?
That's why we all think there is a saying in Kannada, means if even how do I translate it? The one who is born to you, even if he or she looks like one rodent, it is still very dear to you, is the of that saying. So for them, it is dear to them, to us. But any Shastra has to the strong backing of the divine energy, not just based on logic, because logic has certain limitation. After that, beyond that, why Jyotisha is more powerful than any of the other Western astrologies you can take, or Eastern or Western, is because this has come from Apaurusheya. It has come from the divine. Somebody like men like me and you. I cannot just come up with astrology according to my own whims and fancies. It should be backed by Shastra. So in that way, our elders or ancestors said there is Rahu influence. These are the two energies which they have not seen yet. Probably sometime they will see. Everybody will understand. No? They'll understand later.
Anna, for individual chart, if Rahu is there in the Lagna, tendency to lie more and deceive other people.
Quite possible. They are always deceptive for good. And you should not bother about it much also, because that's how they are. Because you are something and they are something. If somebody has Mangala, how can you say, hey, why do you have that tendency of Mangala? He has it, what to do? You cannot really do much about it.
And also in India's chart, Guru was in 6th house, well placed. So can we say that translates to India having more places?
Quite possible. Next. Yes.
Now, one question.
Yes, ma.
Surya is the decision maker, right? And
Yes.
Shani is the one. But if these two are enemies to each other, how does that work? Listen to Surya.
That is a problem. That beauty of this. See, Surya and weird kind of a relationship. His identity. He wants everything to be identified. Correct? So Surya is all about ego. Oh, me. I am doing it, but it is required also. It is not there. Your identity is not there. You don't really identify on a larger scale and very subtler scale. It is required. Then non-identity is Shani. Shani is something who is not at, who is always in the shadow. He is the son of Chaya, who is shadow, born out of shadow. So the one of shadow doesn't like identity. The one who is born out, they like the shadow. They don't want to come in. So their basic, what you say, definition of existence is totally opposite. Surya says an identity, Shani says nothing should have an identity. Correct? Now, what happens it is, if they directly communicate with each other, they both not agree with each other for sure. But at the same time, they both can't do each other's job. They need each other. How? Shani, no identity, so he really can't identify with, has to happen from someone. Then only he can work. He cannot do work on his own. The decision making top. The peon may not, the office, but officer may not like the peon. But both of them together for some things to work, for rather all things to work. Yes or no? Officer has to take a decision. Then only the peon take a decision. Can an officer do all the job that peon has to? He cannot. Avunamma. So what happens? Peon has his own position. The officer has his own position. Like that, Surya, and when he takes a decision, Shani implements. But if they, right, that's why they should be away from each other and do their job on their own. Are able to understand this?
Yes.
So it's a very, they both come together, they create trouble, they keep fighting. But if they are not together, no problem. Done? Anything else?
Yes, Anna, one now birth chart, and obviously we understand that the position of the planet is more important. But these Varsha Phalas or the intermediate year on year, do they ever override of these birth planetary?
Of course, there is. It's you cannot. There is nothing called as override. See, you can see that tendency may be extremely times. The tendency may be little low at some time. Factor. You may be a fantastic orator. That is your core tendency. Very good orator. But what happens? You cannot express oratory skills all the time in the same way, can you? The point will come where somebody else is more powerful than you, is giving a better and listen. But then sometime when your time comes, in the same way, when the transit happens, or gochara, transit, movement happens, these tendencies gain power or their power. You cannot override it. Gaining the power or reducing in the tendencies will not go. Just because change in transit, your tendency will not change. That's why, a person who is a thief for major chunk of his life. After a certain part of his life, he may stop it and start doing something else. Tendency, but his tendency will not go. It will become weak. So he may not really steal from anyone, but the tendency will become more hidden. So some part of life, some part of existence, they may happen. Especially, criminals become good people. Some criminals. But still, the tendency also has to be there. Criminal doesn't have a tendency of being a good person, he will not become a good person in that lifetime. Everybody has a tendency to be a good person, but will he become in this janma or not is a question. Rahul Gandhi becoming intelligent in this janma is impossible. Wait for next janmas, that's it.
So you are saying that Surya and Chandra, if they're in same Rashi, then they will fight. Is it like a degree matters like combust one and all?
Yeah, all that matters. You have to take off. If they are in the same Rashi, they'll fight. If they are in opposite Rashi, also they are looking at each other. There is a staring contest going on. You see in these old movies, two villains come in front of each other, both comedians. What happens? The other person will stare at this person. They will not do anything much, but will keep staring. That also happens. Stalemate.
So what is the concept then?
Combust is when you are very near, happens to you.
You will burn.
When grahas go very near, see, for example, there is a 40 watts bulb in your room, and if I see, correct, let us say we remove that 40 watts, bring in a huge floodlight and put it. Now, humidity reduces because that floodlight has increased so much. Existence, correct? So, Surya is the one who gives light to everyone. All other grahas take light from Surya. But if he is away, like a 40 watts bulb, it is okay. But if he comes very near to overshine you, correct, start getting combusted in his presence. Camp 3-4 feet away, heat yourself up is fine. Oh, cold, let me go sit on the fire, do it and see. Work, correct? Surya is like that. Being too close to Surya is a problem. He will take over. So you is no more as powerful because Surya is now shining more than you.
So combust is always related to Surya's.
Yes, it's always related to Surya. Only when grahas go near to Surya, they get combust. Only one person who doesn't get combust is Chandra. The most ego person, he cannot influence wife too much. So that's why Chandra, rest everybody has combust. Rahu Ketu, don't worry about them. They don't, any of the regular rules up, don't play on Rahu Ketu. So they don't get combust also.
So
They are
combust
always
means what is the degree? Combust means what is the degree?
Again, there are many, 5 degrees is what generally we take. But some school of thought is different grahas have different degrees of.
So when they are 5 degrees apart, 5 degrees close, then they combust.
When they come closer than 5 degrees.
Okay.
See, all these are what you say. It's not like a line, a proper definitive line between India and Pakistan. You cross it, it is more of a, into it. It's not one line, it is more of gray area, you see. It's not exactly black and white. Degree. Can we have a drishti of all the planet PPT or something? You write it now. You know, no. You already know very clearly what is what. So you write it. Somebody make it. Go back, listen to the same recording, write it down and make it. Then you will remember. Varsha is requesting you to allow multiple presenters to share. Who is okay.
Not multiple presenters. I just wanted to show my I for Rashi, Bhava.
I think Srikanth showed some it also some cheat code or something.
Sheet, Google Sheet, the screenshot of the sheet just for the graphs.
Yes, yes.
So I've created it for Rashi and Bhavas.
Write down. You start doing yourself. Start writing it. See why I'll tell you. If you don't write it yourself, or if you don't do it some exercise yourself, you go take some chart. You no see. Don't worry even about a software. Write a chart yourself by hand. And write some random grahas in random places. How somebody would have born at that time. See, imagine random grahas in some random rashi. Still somebody is born at that time. Some influence will be there. You're studying that person's chart. So you randomly write it. See the drishtis. How the drishtis are. That's how it works. For Jyotishya to give you full results, I'll tell you. Just having is of no use. Boil it nicely, put tadka, put some sambar powder, then only it will become a food. All these building blocks, what we are learning, and implement it. Make it into some kind of a cuisine, then only you'll understand. No matter if you read the recipe or how many times you understand the ingredients, it won't work. To make. So just you don't have to worry that I don't have a other. Write a box, one more inside the box, write the chart, put some random grahas somewhere and start reading. Do it for you will get to know all these building blocks, what we studied, everything will be there in your mind. 10 charts, make it a habit. Before coming to the next class, you should read. What we have already done. Just apply those. That's it. Within 3-4 months, you'll all be fantastic astrologers if you do that.
Shani's drishti always gives bad results.
No, who said? Depends on how Shani is. He is in a good mood, bad mood. If Shani is in a bad mood, how can his drishti be good?
So if Shani is not well placed in the chart, his will be
may
not
give
very
some trouble.
auspicious.
But you have to define. I have not gone through that yet fully. Badly placed, that and all is definition. You have to define that first. We are not.
Another friendship can we logically deduce from the attributes that we have discussed?
To a yes, to a certain extent. Next class we'll do.
We have one quick question. If the graha is in the graha is in our own house, right? Strength, or it can be less than 100 points, the way you said.
No, it's not like that.
So
I already told you that points is more, it is dependent on 6 types of balas, not just one. We haven't gone into it. That's one thing.
So, something. So
But
it
it is
says
one
the
part of the
graha.
bala is that.
So there is a possibility graha is in its own house, but it is weak,
Yes, yes, possible.
depending on the bala.
Yeah, yeah. See, there is this one retired uncle. He is always at his house. But problem is his wife is more powerful than him. Morning she will scold, evening she will scold. Now he's in one house, no? You should be very powerful, no? Not possible. Forget about retired uncle. One, very strong officer in the office. CEO is super. What to say? Oh, he's a great guy. All people are afraid of him. Goes home and then wife becomes CEO. Quite possible. One house, relax, chill, but not necessary that you are powerful. But generally, what happens when you are in one house, relaxed, right? Simple. Neighbor's house, controversy. Own house. Yes or no? You go into your own house and you relax. See, until this home came, it was actually house is meant to be relaxing. To you should not work at home. For work, that is your active space. You go to that active. Now there is conflict of your energies. At home, you want to be relaxed, but you are active. So that's why there's an active place for Graha also. It's called Uchasthana. As if the Graha has gone for work. Anyway, later. Indigestion. Now, if you don't stop eating, you'll have problem.
Actually, a lot of parameters now coming into picture. Multiple parameters, friendship strength, then own house, visibility.
Yeah. You are still somewhere around basics. And then you move further. You have to implement all of this in approximately about 16 to 18 divisional charts. 16 divisional charts is what? And then you combine all. That's why a lot of astrologers don't bother into going into divisional charts. They just see the main chart, one Navamsha chart, because it's a real headache to bring in all into multiple divisional charts and come into conclusion. But that's not how it works. You cannot do only with logic. What happens, the beauty of the Shastra is, the more you push and you study this, the more the intuitive ability in this knowledge is. See, I'm telling you so many parameters. Do you think these parameters when I see a chart? My chart reading used from almost an hour when I started to maybe 30 seconds now. Not even 30, 15, 20 seconds. It's not because of logical thinking. It is because of intuitive ability, which increases as give yourself, as you surrender to the knowledge. The more you surrender to the knowledge will guide you. Then automatically it will. Nowadays, I really don't see also too much. First, I see the chart, immediately my eye goes into the problematic area. I just say, this is what it is, over. When it is, that's how the divine works. So if you develop that kind of an intuitive ability, then you have to go back and check. You will get all these parameters. It will be true. And whatever we have spoken, all those will fall in place. But that's how actual chart reading, not just with logic, but also with intuition. But you have to develop it. That you cannot really learn. There is no way I can teach you intuition. There is no way you can learn intuition. It just happens. And that happens only when you keep studying again and again. You go through it. You make it your life, then automatically the knowledge takes over. When the knowledge takes over, then you're done. Anyway, on that note, enjoy your Jyotisha week. We'll see all that next class. Why is angry with whom, we'll see later. We'll have fantastic discussion on this. I can give some beautiful explanation on these, why they are in. Enjoy it a lot. Okay? So we'll catch up in the next class. Till then, take care.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai
Jai
Gurudev.
Gurudev.
Thank you.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah.